Cool. Hello everyone. My name is Vincent. I'm the Program Director of Migracode. My presentation is slightly less technical. Actually not technical at all, and I'm also not a programmer. So we are a non-profit organization offering a bootcamp or a code school to refugees and migrants. And in this presentation, basically what I'm going to do is explain what we do, why we do it, and also how you or your company can be involved in our project. So, how did we came into existence? Why did we start doing this? So basically, Migracode is a project of Open Cultural Center. Open Cultural Center is an NGO that has been working for 3 or 4 years already with migrants and refugees, both here in Barcelona, but also in Greece. For instance, this picture, I think it's in Gerso, where they were teaching, I think mathematics in this case, to refugee children, because, well, in most of the camps, the refugee camps in Greece, there is no education going on. So there are only small grassroots NGOs like Open Cultural Center offering these kind of activities. All the activities of Open Cultural Center are basically focused on integration and inclusion of refugees and migrants. Also here in Barcelona, we have a language school, for instance, but also now we started with Migracode. So why did we do this? Well, a bit of context to understand why we started this coding school. So right now, there are almost, this is data from 2018, because last year data is not known yet, but there were up to 600,000 first-time asylum applications all throughout Europe. So almost 600,000 people fleeing from war, poverty, or whatever reason they have to come to Europe to find a safer place to live and applying here for a refugee status. Spain, right now, still is the 4th country with, if you look at the number of asylum applications throughout Europe. So in 2018 there were almost 55,000 applications only already in Spain. And the number is still growing, both in Europe as well as in Spain. The overall number, it looks like it's actually decreasing. So you have a lot of statistics saying that there are less refugees and migrants arriving in Europe. And this is partly true, but it's not because there's less going on in the world. It's not like the conflict in Syria is over. It's not like the crisis in Venezuela is over. No, it's way more because there are some questionable policies going on by the European Union. There are a lot of problems with certain countries not willing to accept asylum applications. And there are simply a lot of issues going on with refugee camps that are simply, there are thousands of people living in very, very difficult, I would say horrific situations. So yes, the number is slightly decreasing because of a lot of strict border patrol and these kind of things, but still there is a high need for a response to all the people coming to Europe. So how does Migracode sees this? So we think that open education is a very strong solution to all the people coming here looking for new opportunities, but not being able to have them. While on the other hand, we have a huge lack of skills in tech, as you probably know. Like Angel was saying, a lot of companies are looking for skilled people in programming, data analysis, all throughout Europe. I mean, here in Barcelona, of course, specifically in Catalunya, Spain, in Europe, but even around the world. Well, as I was saying, there are a lot of people coming to Europe to find new opportunities, but often because of their background, they're not able to actually find these opportunities because they have limited education, or they have education that is not valid here in Europe, or they do not have the economic means to actually make use of certain education or to be prepared for a new job. And Migracode is trying to fill this gap. So just like Hack Your Future at Social Hackers Academy, Hack Your Future in Amsterdam, Social Hackers Academy in Greece, we're true free tech education for all these people that do not have all these opportunities. We want to try to connect those to this need for skills. So what do we actually teach? Well, we're a bootcamp like any other, like Ironhack or like Codeworks here in Barcelona. We basically do the same, and we offer a full stack curriculum for both, mostly front end but also back end. So we start with HTML, CSS, we then go on to JavaScript, we go on to React, we have databases in Node, and very important, this is an important part, is also soft skills. So we even include soft skill trainings. I mean, you can be the best programmer in the world, as you know, but it will be very difficult to work in a company if you do not know how to communicate clearly, or if you cannot work properly in a team. So we have a lot of different soft skill trainings included in the course as well. So we have an open source curriculum. It's available on GitHub. It's created by Hack Your Future, the school in Amsterdam. We made a fork of it, and we're basically having a Git book where you can see week by week all our classes. And this is exactly the materials that we actually teach to our students on a weekly basis. So the strength of our project is basically this. I mean, we're a non-profit organization, so there are very limited number of people actually working as an employee in our organization. So I would say, yeah, 99% of the people working with us are volunteers. And these are very different volunteers, but most of them are instructors. So they are the one teaching our students all the languages, coding languages that we offer. But also we have volunteers who are working in communications, in marketing, partnerships, these kind of things. And you may recognize this guy over here, Anjo, who is actually super active in our school, which is really amazing. So our first class has started in October, and actually in March, so in 2 weeks, 4th of March, we have the launch of our new 2 classes. So this class right now is 9 students, and the new classes will have, there will be 2 groups up to 24 students. So we offer a part-time course, so it's 8 months. So like these, most bootcamps are like 2 or 3 months really intensive. We spread it over 8 months. And basically we have 1 class during the week, which is often from 6 till 10. It's more a formal class, more like a lecture, where 1 instructor teaches the materials. Often there are more instructors present, but it's mainly about 1 instructor just explaining the materials. Then there is home study. They have up to 20 hours of homework, so still it's quite an intensive course. In total it's up to 30 hours per week for our students. And we do provide like extra support, like one-to-one sessions, and we even have a shared class with senior students from Codeworks, one of the code schools here in Barcelona. This is a really awesome collaboration actually. And then in the weekend, it's a practice class. So it's more informal, it's more one-to-one support, it's more practicing the exercises that the students couldn't finish on their own. So work on the homework and get some additional explanation to the explanations that were already given in the weekday class. So because we are not, the approach that we use is like a regular code school. Like we have students, we have teachers, we try to connect them to jobs. Labor integration is an important part of our school. But at the same time we work with a target group that is of course not entirely the same as the people paying up to 10,000 euros to join Codeworks or Ironhack. These are people that have often a difficult background. So we offer also some additional support. So one of those things is that, for instance, we want to also improve gender inclusion, both in tech and in migrant communities. So for single parents, often single mothers, we offer daycare. Actually, Holaluz, just like Holaluz does actually. So during the classes, there's a possibility for single parents to leave their children with our volunteers. They will take care of them, and in the breaks, they can actually see the children, see if everything is going well. At the same time, we offer social support. So we have a social worker in our organization that actually supports our students. Let's say some kind of first-line support. And if more support is needed, we have connections with non-profit organizations that have psychologists that can, for instance, do trauma counseling, which is quite important often, especially if you think about people from Syria or from other countries where they actually come pretty much straight from a war zone. We offer legal support, so a lot of students still need help with getting the work permit and these kind of things. also done by volunteers. And also by volunteers, we even have a career coach. So if students kind of doubt, okay, I'm learning all these languages, what can I actually do with it? They can talk to one of our volunteers and she will actually show them where to go. And we all have other volunteers helping them with building their LinkedIn, their CV. So let's say we try to really offer the full package to our students. This is an example of, actually, this is where one of the classes is happening. And this is the daughter of one of our students, where 3 of our volunteers were taking care of it. I just really like the picture, just to give you an image of the extra support that we try to offer to our students. So then, looking a bit more at what you can do or what your company can do. So in general, there are, I would say, 3 things that we really need. So funding, I mean, we're still a non-profit and we have, of course, mostly volunteers, but we ask companies to support our classes, and from approximately 15,000 euros, it's possible to sponsor a class of 8 months. Not a lot of money for the impact it has, because one class has already 12 students becoming junior web developers. But maybe even more important is actually we are looking for companies that are looking for junior web developers, so that actually want to hire our students. So if you work in a company and you know that there are some junior positions open, and maybe with Python, because of course the biggest part of our course is focused on JavaScript, so they are prepared to get more into Python, for instance, let me know. Talk to your company as well, let them know about the project, because this is really the main goal of our project, to actually help foster integration through labor integration. So if we help our students to find a job, they get a stable salary and they get a more stable living situation. And more on a smaller level, we need volunteers. So if you're a developer and one of the languages that I mentioned, you think, yeah, I'm actually really good with that one and I would love to teach this to other people, we are always in need of instructors who help at our school. I will get back to this one with a bit more details. First, I want to also tell you what we offer. So if you want to convince, I mean, maybe you are actually the management of your company, but I'm guessing most of you are the developers. If you want to convince your company why they should be involved with our project, well, the first thing is that this recruitment, we're basically a recruitment agency in one way, but we don't ask any money, of course, to hire our students. So it's like we bring the students, we have job fairs, these kind of things, and companies can just hire our students when they are interested. All this goes under the umbrella of corporate social responsibility. So we try to help companies increasing their social impact, but also because there are a lot of nationalities involved in our project, both the students, of course, in our current 9-student group, and we have 5 different nationalities already, and this also goes for all the instructors, and with the new classes, it's going to be even more and more and more. So, and this also relates to the NGO behind Migracode, Open Cultural Center. Also, they organize a lot of events, and together it's a really nice way to actually work on cultural and social exchange. The last one is that we are growing quite fast. So we know a lot of companies. I'm right now in contact with more than 30 companies about different things, like all the things I already mentioned. So both you as an individual, but also for companies, we're creating a really big network of companies that somehow are interested in corporate social responsibility or are interested in increasing inclusion in the tech sector. And it's just really nice to become part of this during our meetups or during our classes or during whatever event we are organizing. Last thing I want to explain is how can you volunteer. Maybe you're thinking, wow, I hope you're thinking, wow, this is a really cool project and I want to be involved. There are 3 ways how you can be involved. One way is being a main instructor. This is the most intensive part, but at the same time the most rewarding part, because you really become part of the class that you're teaching and you get real proper teaching experience. So basically you teach one module, for instance, you're really good with Node.js, you can teach the full Node.js module of 3 weeks 2 times a week you need to be there to teach the students, and you will also be the one responsible for preparing it. It also means you get a lot of support. So of course we already have instructors involved in our program. They will help you. We have a head of education, so one person that's actually fully available to help you with preparing the classes. So you're definitely not alone, and it's a really nice way to get teaching experience. And of course, it's also a really good way to develop your own knowledge. If this really is not possible for you, we also need supporting instructors. So this is a more flexible option where you can just look at the sheet that we have with all the classes, and you see next Tuesday there is a JavaScript class. You can just drop by and support the main instructor in teaching this class. So that is more often on Saturdays, even more interesting, because there are more like one-to-one sessions going on where you can directly support one of our students. And the last one is, I would say, personal mentoring. So this is when you basically join our Slack channel, and one of our Slack channels is one-to-ones, where students ask like, hey, I missed the class, I need some extra support, or I'm stuck with the homework, and somebody meet with me and just explain a bit extra on top of the classes that they already have. And you can meet them in our center, you can meet them at your company if they allow it to receive external guests, but you can even meet them in a coffee bar and just try to help them with the materials of that specific week. So either you respond to our students in the Slack channel, or you just offer in the Slack channel, hey, next week on Thursday I am available between 2 and 6 and I can help anyone who needs some extra support. Requirements, not so much. Of course, you need to know something about what we're teaching, so experience in the modules that we teach. You don't need past experience. Of course, when you're going to be a main instructor, it's nice if you already did some teaching before, but actually what we also really want to offer to you is maybe your first teaching experience, if you're interested in that in general. But it's not required, even not for a main instructor, because if you don't have experience, we try to support you even more than you may want. Not unless you may want, but as you may need. And right now our courses are in English, but we'll actually have also a Spanish course starting in May, June. That means the classes are given in Spanish, materials will still be in English, so there are different possibilities. So even if you're not a fluent English speaker, there are also possibilities to join. That's it. Basically, if you think right now, yes, I definitely want to help, you go to our website, migracode.openculturalcenter.org, and basically there's a big button on top saying volunteer. There's an application form. It goes straight to me. I will get in touch with you. We meet once and you can be involved. We also have 2 weekly meetup events where you can just join. So if you look for Migracode on meetup.com, you will find us. And basically you can just join one of the sessions and get more information if you want to. And if you think right now, I want to be a main instructor, we have classes starting in March already, and we still need main instructors. In that case, send me a direct email to barcelona@migracode.org. Also go straight to me, and we'll try to see what the options are and where you can maybe help. Are there any questions about how you can help, or about our project, or want to know more background information? Was I that clear? Oh, that's a good thing. No questions? Good. Well, if you think of questions afterwards, send an email and go straight to me. I'll try to answer your question, and if you want to be involved, or if you have your company and you think they may be interested, get me in touch, please. And that will be super helpful for us. Thank you very much for your attention.